In my opinion, this is one of the most valuable and important lessons in this whole course. And I mean it when I say that you won't find this sauce on YouTube. Let's dive right in. You have you in here, I'll make you gold. Before we dive in, I want you to understand a very important note on two different terms which I use to avoid confusion. So you can basically use manufacturer and the agent as a supplier. It doesn't really matter, but supplier just basically means where do I get my products from. It can be directly from the manufacturer, it can be directly from the agent. Both ways are possible. But I'll explain to you here what the best hybrid way is to fulfill your product without any risk. So I'll explain to you here what is the first way which I experienced and what I did and where I made a mistake. So I'll remove the agent for now, because the traditional way is finding a manufacturer. This manufacturer can be on Alibaba. Let's say if we find a manufacturer on Alibaba, in the next lesson, by the way, I'll dive deeper into how to find a good manufacturer on Alibaba, etc., etc. So I'll call it the manufacturer for now. The usual way is that you buy stock from the manufacturer. Let's say in this case scenario, I buy 100 blenders. I buy 100 portable blenders. This come to my home, and then I have to find a way to send it to this customer, right? I want to give a note on this structure in here. What you see is you buy 100 blenders from the manufacturer and the manufacturer sends them to you. You have the stock at your home. So the big downside to this is that first things first, that this process takes weeks. Shipping bulk from your manufacturer directly to you takes weeks, guys. I have experienced it before, and there are faster ways to ship. You can ship it with the sea or with airplane, but both ways are very expensive and both take very long. Let's say you are from the USA. I'm not from the USA myself, but I know a lot of you guys are. If you buy the 100 blenders from the manufacturer, it first has to ship to you in the USA, and then you ship it to the customer. And there are two ways how you can ship these products to these blenders to your customer. The first way is that you directly ship it from your home to the customer. This is what I did before, right? You saw all the packages in my home, and the big pro with this is that you learn the whole process from A to Z. You see the physical products, you feel them, and you know how to pack them, you know how the process goes. You can go to a postal office, use DHL, whatever you can use, and basically ship the products directly to the customer. The second way which you can also use is what I've used before, and which is my previous way of fulfilling products, is that there is another party which is called a fulfillment center. A fulfillment center is basically a third-party logistics. The manufacturer can I have to turn this one around, obviously, can send 100 blenders to the fulfillment center, and the fulfillment center then ships the products to your customer. This way you have faster shipping and you don't have to pack the orders yourself, which is my very first tip. These two ways you can use to fulfill your products, because the big pro is that you can ship your products directly to the customer in 1 or 2 days, or maybe a bit longer, but that means you have faster shipping. So when you use one of these two methods, you can only sell your products in your own home country, because it's very hard to scale internationally with this structure. This hybrid method, which I'm going to explain to you right now, it's best of both worlds. It's the pros of dropshipping, very low risk, very low starting capital, and of course also the pros from branding, because you have very fast shipping and you can customize your products yourself. I'm going to show to you right now what the hybrid method is. So the hybrid method, we have someone magical which will join right now. By the way, I need the customer still, and I'll need the manufacturer still, but we can leave this one to the left side right now. But we have a magical, very magical person and ship your products. This actually means that the agent, I'm going to give it a different color because it's so magical. This is literally a game changer. The agent can source, buy and ship your products. So you don't even need a manufacturer anymore. The only thing you do is you pay them for product, cost of goods I call it. Cost of goods are basically your product cost plus shipping. And this agent does everything for you. And in my opinion, this is the way to start off. With this structure, you don't need any starting capital because the agent only fulfills your products whenever you got an order, right? Whenever you get an order, then you pay your agent for shipping or cost of goods. And this agent will ship the product once someone purchases it directly to the customer. But then you're probably asking, doesn't this shipping take very long? No. I have used this agent, and this is one of the best agents in the game, and this agent can ship these products to the customer basically within 7 days. Yes, it's very much possible. I have done millions of revenue with the agent, and it's great. And I'm also going to share the WhatsApp and the Skype of the agent which we use, which I personally use, in the description below, just for Capital Club members. And you gotta realize, with this structure you can basically scale worldwide, because this agent can ship to the customer wherever they are. Whether your customer is in Germany, Netherlands, Scandinavia, USA, Australia, you name it. They can ship everywhere internationally within 7 days. So there's no boundaries to your target market. If you have any questions, just let me know on Discord, but I hope it's clear, and I see you in the next lesson. Ciao. So lesson 4, finding a reliable supplier you can scale with. If you skipped the previous lesson, please go back and watch that one first. It's just so important that you cannot miss it, and otherwise you won't understand this particular lesson. So lesson 4 is going to be some sort of part 2 of where we left off, and I'll dive right into my computer screen. So this is where we left off last time, the hybrid method. So for the people that didn't listen, I'm gonna say it one more time, but this is the best ideal way to start. Just because you gotta realize that with this structure, with this hybrid way, you can basically the agent buys and ships your products from A to Z. You can even do branding with him, and you can ship internationally without the bottlenecks. Also within 7 days to the customer. This structure I especially recommend when you're just starting out on brand or when you're just testing multiple products. Let's say I have a couple of potential products which I want to brand. And especially when you want to test out multiple brands, then this is the best way to do it, because you only pay the agent whenever you get an order from the customer. So it's pretty low risk. In this particular lesson, I want to go over the manufacturer and where to find good suppliers, right? So here we are on Alibaba. Alibaba, you can basically find each product, every product you desire. Basically, every product your heart desires, you can find on here. Like I showed before, the highest product we could find, and I'm sure we can find anything A to Z on here. So let's say we are looking for portable blenders. I can look up a portable blender on Alibaba, right? Pretty easy, just type in the product you're looking for. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it on there. You have a lot of different suppliers which I see on here. So don't worry, don't get overwhelmed. I'm gonna guide you through it. So basically, the first thing I would do if you're just starting out, especially when you're just a beginner, on the left side here, we see a supplier feature, which is called trade assurance. Enable this trade assurance. What does it mean? Trade assurance basically means that whatever happens, left or right, you cannot get scammed by your supplier, because Alibaba will refund you if whenever you get scammed or don't get delivered on your products, or the promise doesn't get delivered of the quality of the product. Basically, it's a reassurance, a money back guarantee. So trade assurance if you're just starting out, and overall, my experience with Alibaba is that you can hardly get scammed on here. It's very, very difficult to get scammed on here. And in my opinion, if you're getting scammed on Alibaba, you're the issue and not Alibaba is the issue. So don't worry about Alibaba or getting scammed or anything. Each supplier is on here. I find all my suppliers on there. So this is the best way to find suppliers. As you see on here, I see tons of different suppliers. And how do I choose from one? Basically, just scroll through it, click on a couple of them, and just go through their profiles. And one very important detail which you can find out is here we have a verified supplier, and here we have a word which is saying custom manufacturer. This means that this is the manufacturer themselves, because you got to realize one simple fact. On Alibaba, there are two different kinds of terminology which are being used. You have a trading company, which you sometimes see on the supplier's profile, and this basically means that you're getting dropshipped and you're working with an agent. Is it a drama? No. For sure you can use it, it doesn't really matter, but it's always better when you work with the manufacturer directly. So please check this terminology. If you see manufacturer in here, it's very good. So basically, to guide you through this whole process of finding a good manufacturer, I've already prepared a cheat sheet, which I'm gonna go into right now. So basically here I have the cheat sheet in front of me, and I prepared it for you already, so to guide you through finding a good supplier, manufacturer, however you want to call it. Here, as you see, I have prepared a script. I call this the supplier script. Basically, it starts with hello, my name is XXX, and basically you can fill in all your info, and we ask a couple of questions. Of course, feel free to customize the message however you want, but in my experience, this is the best way to structure your message. Another tip, by the way, if you have a lot of questions which you want to ask your supplier, it's much better to ask the question in a numerical order so they don't miss any questions. So use this template, fill in your information, and I think it's pretty damn straightforward. So we now arrive at the second part of the cheat sheet. So I'm getting a lot of the questions about MOQ. If there's an MOQ which is too big for me, what can I do? Basically, if you don't know what MOQ means, it basically stands for minimum order quantity. Basically, it means that a lot of suppliers have a minimum order quantity, for example, for 500 pieces. That means that below this order quantity, you just cannot buy stock from them. So I have a couple of solutions prepared for you if there's a minimum order quantity. So let's dive right in. The first solution, if there's a minimum order quantity, the first solution is act bigger than you are. Say things like, we are a very big company in the USA and you're doing well over 10,000 orders per month on our web shops. We need a smaller quantity now to do some market testing. If the product hits, we are going to purchase a very large quantity from you, 10K plus. So you gotta realize, these suppliers are getting bombarded with hundreds of messages every day. So how are you gonna stand out? Of course, I wouldn't message them saying, I'm just a beginner, I'm just starting out, I just want to buy 10 pieces and see if it works. I mean, at the end of the day, these Chinese suppliers, they all want to make money, right? Just like us. And if they getting bombarded with hundreds of messages every day, why would they respond to you if you're just a beginner? So that's why this has worked very well for me. Just act bigger than you are. If you're a big dog, they will treat you like a big dog. That's how I see it. And the second solution is use the agent I have in Module 2, Lesson 3, which I explained before, and also the interview with him in Module 6, Lesson 1. Contact info below. I also put his contact info here in case you didn't see it, but with the agent there's basically no minimum order quantity. So if you do not reach the minimum order quantity of the Alibaba suppliers, that's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Ciao.